Everyone, welcome in. This is Julie Maxon, the main stamper, and I am live for my Thursday at 3. So I hope that you are able to join me. If you're watching replay, please let me know you're on replay. And if you're watching live, say hello. I want to just make sure that my all my tech is working because I have tech challenges from time to time. And we are doing a fun card today. It's actually a fun fold, which makes it a fun card, right? We are going to be working on Easter Bunny explosion card. Now, this is not anything that you're going to need a holy hand grenade for. And if you understand Monty Python, like Sandra and I do, you're going to know what we're talking about. We're not making killer rabbit cards. We're making explosion cards that happen to have rabbits or bunnies on them. I'm trying to make sure I can see which way is the light best. But this is the front of the card. Very harmless little white rabbit, right? So inside, we have the fun fold where the paper opens up and it explodes. So this is a tent fold card, and we are very cleverly putting some designer series paper on the inside to create the explosion card. Now, I have never ever made an explosion card before. This is new to me. So I was really excited to find out that it's so much easier than I thought it was. A lot of times fun folds and tricky papers can be really intimidating, and I have not done all the things yet, so I'm kind of exploring them with you, and I hope that you're enjoying the journey too. Now, if you've made an explosion card before, please let me know that you have tried this technique, and if you haven't made one yet, I would love to see you make one and share it with us. You can pop that over onto our Positive Paper Crafters Facebook group. That's a mouthful to say. Let's get over to my workspace because we're not on here for very long during our Thursday at 3. So let me transition us over here, and we are going to take a look a little bit about our exploding bunny cards. I'm just checking tech here one more time to see if I can't get this. I hope that we're on. I hope that we're live. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that we're live. Let me make sure. Sorry for the delay here. It says I'm live. Okay. Looks like I might have 2 people watching. This is exciting. Bunny explosion cards. So these are all bunny explosion cards that I've made already, right? I've made them in a couple, 3 different varieties here. They all have bunnies on them. I have been exploring bunnies this week. So my Monday class was all about the Easter Bunny bundle. We had the stamp set and the punch. Now, obviously, we're not using the punch today, but we did use the punch in our class. This is one of our cards from class, Chocolate Bunny. Been having a lot of fun with bunnies. We had Gray Bunny on pink. We had our color swap card, and the purple was very popular. I think more people like the purple than the yellow version, but that's a few of the bunny cards that I've done this week. And now we're on to exploding bunnies. They're not really exploding. Again, we're not exploding bunnies, so it's okay. Now, if you get my my email newsletter, you're going to have this explosion fun fold PDF. It's got a couple of pictures in it. It's got all the dimensions and directions. So that came in your newsletter today. I send out a weekly newsletter on Thursday with a free tutorial. If you're not on my email list, let me know and I can get you on there. Here again, exploding bunny cards. Now, I used the designer series paper. This is the Butterfly Kisses. Obviously, you can change up your paper, your colors, your themes, your designer papers, but you really want to have, if you're going to put designer series paper on the front and on the inside, you want to have patterns that kind of go together, right? So here's another look at the fun explosion here going on. I just love these cards. They are so much fun. All right, so here's one that I did in Clips of Coral. So I took some matching paper. I've got a little bit of green here. And again, I've got just a fun fold inside for that explosion card, and then I've got this one here. So you can use, of course, right, white cardstock, colorful cardstock for your bases. You can even add more layers on if you want to. Now, my card recipe that you're getting is basically exactly this one right here. So you could add more on to your card, and we can talk about that here as we get going. Now, my online club, this is our fun fold for the month. And you're getting kits in the mail, so you're getting some of these things already. So you will get those, and you'll be able to just do this right away. Now, I wanted to point out that this is a tent fold card, so it's going to open like this. It is not. Do not create this fold. This is the wrong fold because the paper has to go in here, and it has to explode. And it just isn't. It isn't going to work if you do it this way, right? So don't do. You got to make a tent fold. That's the step 1 in your directions, is have a tent fold card. Now, I just have really simple layers here because it doesn't have to be a complicated card. The inside is the fun part, right? So I am again going to just use some of these papers from this great Butterfly Kisses. So I've chosen these ones because they go really nicely together. and actually I could probably also use these ones. So that would be fun too. I always flip these over as I'm going and think, wow, I could change it up. But I want to keep that nice kind of soft, springy colors that we've got going on here. So we're going to go ahead and put our first layer down. Now again, you could add more cardstock to the front. I could have put another color matte behind this. The designer series paper here is 3 3/4 by 5, but you could fit another 4 by 5 1/4 matte here if you wanted to. You could add more. You could definitely decorate it up however you want. It's easier to do the front before you do the explosion part. So just keep that in mind to go ahead and decorate the front. I'm adding just a nice little strip of 1 by 3 3/4 on here. I just like that little break in the cardstock, or I'm sorry, in the designer series paper here, just to have something mixed in. And of course I do have some really beautiful, I love this fresh freesia, and I have been cheating because I still have all my circle punches from Stampin' Up. This is the 2.5, and they didn't bring this one back. They brought back 2 other circles. I think they should bring back every circle that they've ever had. I love them, but if you don't have circle punches, just use some easy, you know, circle dies too, right? Now, of course, I could put a butterfly on here instead of a bunny. You could put a flower on here. I think the daisy punch would be fabulous. But I have been working with white bunny all week, so I'm going to put white bunny on here. Now, of course, when we punch the bunny out with just cardstock, so this is the back of the bunny, we can actually orient him when we did this in class. You can put him this way or this way. So you can decide which way you want him to go. So on these 2 cards, I did orient bunny in different directions, so he can be facing right or left. So we're just going to put him on here, and I'm not even really picking. I'm just gluing one side down, and whatever side has the glue on it, that's where he's going today, right? So there is, so simple, right? So very similar to this one, a little bit different paper in the background, but very similar. Now we're going to talk about the explosion part, because the explosion part is the most fun. That's going to go on the inside. So we're going to start with 6 by 6 paper. So you need a 6 by 6, and it's really convenient if your paper is already 6 by 6, because then you don't have to cut it. Normally, I'm not a fan of 6 by 6 paper, but in this instance, we need 6 by 6. Now, the most important thing about this explosion part, which is on the inside, is whatever pattern you want to show. So when you open it up, whatever pattern you want to see, you have to fold it in. So when you're folding your paper, I'm going to keep the purple, so I'm going to fold the purple in. So I'm just going to fold this right in half. This is not super tricky. We're just folding it in half, and my directions say you have just created a 3" by 6" piece of paper, right? So that's 3 by 6. We fold it in half. Now you're going to unfold it, and you're going to flip it the other way and fold it in half again. So in what you're basically doing at this point, now you have, if we open it up, you have 4 squares. There's 4 squares in here. Each of these is an even square because we fold it in half. Okay. Now, again, keeping the purple on the inside because that's what I want to show when I open my card, I'm going to do a triangle fold. So I'm just going to come all the way up here to the top with my card, and I'm my DSP here. And I'm going to try to like get this as even as possible. This is probably the trickiest fold because it feels like there's so much paper. But do your best here to just fold this in half, making a nice big triangle, just like that. Okay, so now we have the 4 squares, and we have these 2 right here, which are, if I fold them down this way a little bit, so you can see where the triangle is in this square. Now these little triangles are going to be your mountain folds, and when you're holding it and looking at it, you can see a diamond shape right here, and you can see like a diamond or a triangle. Well, this isn't a triangle. It's a diamond. I think I called it a kite on my in my directions. So just fold up these little mountains right here, and try to keep this square right here is going to be your base, right? So once you've got your mountains kind of established, you can kind of see that my paper is lifting, and it's already trying to do what I want it to do, right? Which is I want it to come down just like this and be a square. So that's where we're going with that. So the mountains are right here, the little mountains, and just think of this little area is going to be the bottom. This one's going to be the top. So this is what you're seeing here in the card on the inside. We're actually going to decorate that a little bit. So once you've got that folded down, you really do, you have a nice square just like this, and you can go ahead and, you know, kind of burnish those creases down a little bit again, right? Kind of help it to hold a little bit flatter. There's going to be a lot of spring to this card, I think, for quite a while, which makes it a lot of fun, right? Now there is, again, one more trick in putting this together. So as I'm setting this up, you can see right here at the top, this is the center of my designer paper. If I open this up, this is the center right here. It is closed. Everything else has an open edge all around this square. So this right here where it's closed is going to come into our card, and we're going to line up this point right here, and this is our crease for our inside of our card base. We're going to line this up right here in the middle along the bottom edge of this crease, and you're going to see, as I have it here, that these two sides, the left and right side, are just going to meet the outside edges of your card, and then when it's folded closed, you don't see what's inside. And so all we have to do is we have to add some glue down or some adhesive, you know, tear and tape, whatever you're using. So glue down one side, keep that closed little edge to the top, and then you're going to line it back up here just underneath the crease, and just side to side. You can wiggle it around a little bit if you have to with the glue, right, to get it so that it's just perfectly in there. And we can close that up and squeeze it a little bit, and then we're going to add some adhesive just to the top now. So it really is so simple, right? We're going to add some adhesive, and all we're going to do is close this down. I'm going to actually press on this from the back for just a second. Now this is a thick card, so I didn't use dimensionals on the front. I didn't use dimensionals under the circle or the bunny, because there's a 6x6 piece of designer series paper in the middle of this card. It's pretty chunky, so I kept this pretty flat. I did add some little embellishments here on each of my card, but now when we open this, we have that little great explosion. So you can see those mountain folds, you can see the top and the bottom, and that's where our decorating comes in. So on this one, I took Happy Easter and I colored in some Easter eggs, and that was fabulous. On this one, I did Happy Easter in purple, and I did the flowers top and the bottom. This is where the fun part comes in, is the decorating part. On this one, I did Happy Easter, and then I did a stamp sentiment and some little butterflies. So for each of these, and you can get fancy. When I said add extra layers, you could actually take the layer that you're going to put in here. So I have some white cardstock cut up, so they're going to go here and here. When you stamp on these, you want to remember that the orientation is that same diamond shape. So when you stamp, you need to keep in mind that put it on the table in front of you in the diamond shape orientation. So we're going to we'll stamp this one. Let's do a little stamping. We've got fresh fuchsia here because it really matches my pretty card. We'll do Happy Easter because we've been having lots of fun making pretty Easter cards. So again, orientation is important, and I actually stamped it a little bit closer to the top so that I could write, if I wanted to, you know, love Mimi on the bottom, right? And that could go on here just like this. So we've got, when we open it, we have Happy Easter, and it's not sideways. We're good there, right? This will be our top one, and we'll kind of mimic what we did before. Enjoy all the little moments as another sentiment. And I'm going to put that right here. Again, diamond shaped, right? So it's stamping that way. We're going to bring in some more butterflies. And I love these little butterflies. And this actually kind of follows through with my theme. On the outside, there are butterflies on this card. So I'm going to bring in the memento. And oh, I did sneak another butterfly in up here because that was really cute. So we're going to go a little butterfly happy here. We're going to get some butterflies in here, and you can just kind of tip them all around and what have you. Maybe I'm going to add more than I did on my first card because I really like these little butterflies. They're so cute. And of course, I'm going to have to color these all in. And I brought in some blends, and these are just blends that come from my color cardstock. So I'm just pulling the same colors out so that I know that they're going to match really beautifully. These are going to go down here just really nicely after I color them, just like that. So then we'll have all of that tucked in there. Now you could, if you wanted to, when I said adding more layers, you could add cardstock to the to both sides of this card as we open it up. We could have put a layer of cardstock on either side. So you could, again, you can utilize this space to do more decorating. You can definitely add a little bit of bling. I've been using those opaque adhesive back gems all week. So I've got the freesia and the white here on these just to add a little bit of something on the front. I mean, you can dress them up obviously however you want, make them really pretty, but that is a look at the explosion card. And again, I'm so curious to know if anyone has ever made an explosion card. So that is a look at it. I am going to color those in later. Hi from Germany, Regina, hi. Clever Inside. Explosion cards. Hi, Lori. And Lori says, wow. It is kind of a wow card. You open it up and it comes at you, which is really cool. So I had never made one. This was new to me. This was a new card, a new fun fold to me, and it was really very simple. I think you would be able to do that really. I mean, if you can fold a 6x6 paper in half a couple of times, make a triangle, you've got this. It's really not hard. So I'm hoping that Positive Paper Crafters is going to explode, pun intended, with some really cool explosion cards. And this is I'm calling this the Easter Bunny explosion card because we're using the Easter Bunny stamp set, of course, right? So I'm going to finish coloring up my little butterflies. I'm going to put this together, and I might make an extra one with the Easter eggs. And I didn't show that when I did the Easter eggs. Let me see if I can hold this up and you guys can see this really quickly. When I did the Easter eggs, the stamp, and I wanted to talk about that, but I forgot. The stamp is 3 eggs. There's 3 eggs on here. So if you have this set and you're working with this, it works perfectly on this 2 3/4 inch square. So I stamped 1 set of 3, rotated my paper and did 3 and rotated, and I actually got this nice little circle. I mean, this is a perfect circle of little Easter eggs. So this would even look cute on the front of a card as well. So we'll get my explosion going back together there again. But that's explosion card. That is Thursday at 3 with me. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions, or maybe if you're having any difficulties with this. We are going to do this. I am here for you guys. Just message me or leave me some comments and I will give you my best advice. And I'm always here to cheer you on. You guys are my besties. All right. Thanks for sharing, Regina. I appreciate that. You guys enjoy this card. Make some explosions happen and see what you can come up with. I know there's so many creative things out there. This is just the bones. This is like a recipe, a bare recipe, really. You can take this explosion card in so many directions. So thanks for watching. Come back and see me. I will be back live Monday at 8 for my weekly card class. And of course, next Thursday at 3 as well. All right, everybody, take care and enjoy the day. Bye-bye.